Hi guys, how is going and welcome back to a new crash course. In this crash course, you will learn how Flexbox works, and you might be wondering what exactly is Flexbox. Well, Flexbox basically it allows us to design flexible responsive layout without having to use float or positioning. So back then we were using something like fixed width, margin, padding, or even float left or float right. But now with the use of Flexbox, we can achieve that easily with only using a few properties. Then we would be able to achieve all of the goals. Say for example, if you want to align item horizontally or vertically, align it in the center of the screen, then you can easily do that with Flexbox. And it saves us tons of time when we start using it. Also, Flexbox is responsive, it is mobile friendly. And now without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so now let's just try to create two new files. So one will be index.html, the other one will be CSS file. So I'll call this as style.css. Inside the index.html, let's try to create a new boilerplate. So will be the exclamation mark and press on the tab key. Okay. So now let's just change this to say Flexbox Crash Course 2021 inside the body. So I'll just try to create a div tag, right? So this will be the parent, and inside this is like the child. Okay. So here I'll just use the class called, give this a name called container. And inside here, this will be the class called item1, right? I'll just need to copy this and paste it down here. This will be 2 and this is 3. Inside here, I just say, imagine that this is like the image, right? Image 1, image 2, and image 3, okay? So inside the CSS file, let's try to create a CSS class. So first one will be container, and let's just keep it as is for now. And down here we will have the item 1. Just copy this. Down here we have 2 and 3. Okay. So for now it looks like this. First create the items. This will be the width, so I'll just set this to 150, and the item also have the height will be 150 as well. Also we want to have the background color. Let's just say this one will be the green color. Okay, and we also want to have the text color will be white, right? So let's just try to copy this. Will be number 2 and 3, and change this from green to blue. This will be red, and let's just quickly save that, and this is what we have. So now let's try to run this in the browser. So if you wonder why I have this option, you can just come to this and try to install this extension called live server. Okay, so now let me just try to open this in the browser. Okay, so this is the result we have now. So next I will just need to link this to the CSS file, otherwise it won't show anything. So let me just put above the title, it will be the link rel. This will be the style seed and href. Now it pointing to the CSS file. Okay, so save that again. Okay, so here we have this image 1, 2, and 3, and as you can see by default, it just showed this in the vertical, right? Align vertically. So what if I want to align horizontally? Now we come to use the Flexbox. So to understand how Flexbox works, so now let's just take a look at this graph for now. So here you can see it divided into two. So one is the main axis, so this is the horizontal line, and for the cross axis this is the vertical line. Okay, so just keep that in mind. So now let's just close this one real quick, and right here I want to add the flex in the container, right? The parent staying outside of the 3 div here. Okay, so now let's say I want to add the display, and this will be the flex. Once I save this and take a look here, it will just align this horizontally. Okay, so for you to be able to see this easily, let me just try to put it side by side. Alright, so right now you can see that we have the same file. Let me just try to close this, and here we get some space. So now what if I want to align this, I would say like card, right? The images, align it in center. So to do that, I just need to use this property called justify content, and I can just use the keyword center, right? It will just align center. Okay, so this also contain some others as well, say like the flex start, this will align left, and we also have the flex end. Let's just change this real quick, flex end, and here you can see it align right. The center I have already shown you that. We also have the space, say space around, right? So here you can see we have the space around these images, but the thing is that right here you can see the margin, the space in between here is not the same as the side here. So if you want to have that the same, there's another one here called space evenly. So here let's just check again. You can now see that all sides, the space here are the same. Okay, so we also have another one called space between. So space between here, we only have the space between the card, okay, but not like the right and left. Okay, so now we look into that. Let me try to quickly change this to center, and now it aligns center. So another one I'll show you is the align item. So for the align item, we can just use this with the again we have the flex start. So flex start. Okay, so we cannot see anything at all because all of the cards or all of the images size all the same size, right, with the height which is the 150. So now let me try to show you by changing this to say like only 50 pixel. It would look like this, right? Now let me try to change this to say like flex end. Then here you can see that it try to align this card right at the end right here. And what about the center? I can also do that, align item in the center. Okay, we also have some others as well. So say like the, let me change this to stretch. Okay, we also have that as well, but say this is in case we don't have the height right here set. This will just stretch all of this. So the default value of the align item is stretch. Okay, just in case if you don't have to define. So now let me just put this to 50 and change this to center. Okay, I want to align this say in the center like that. Alright, so next what if I want to align this horizontally and also vertically? Basically just align this and put it in the center here, right? How do I do it? Well, we in the container we need to also specify the height. I will just say this 100 view height. So this will then you can see it is 100 here, and it align it in the center vertically and also horizontally. Okay, so this is the benefit of using the Flexbox. And next I want to show you is the align content. So for the align content, it only apply or take effects on the multiple line flexible container, right? Where the flex flow has to be used. Okay, And also for the single line, it will not reflect anything at all when we try to use the align content. So to show you that, let me just quickly try to add the property here. So it will be the flex wrapped. Let's just use this one as a wrap, and the align content, right? So I'll just say this as a center. Okay, so here you can now see that this is the flex. Now let me try to resize this here. Okay, so for the align contents, I set this to center, right? And it has to, again, this is required to use for the flex wrap. So here you can see that this is by default look like that, right? So when I try to resize this, then you can see that the align content just take effect. So what if I don't put this at all? I just use this align content. Here you can see that even I try to resize the screen, it stays the same. And for this, you can see that this take effects. And what if I try to comment this one out? So this is what it looked like, right? So this only apply when we use the flex wrap. Okay, and now let me try to quickly comment all of this. Okay, back to this, and now I want to show you the flex direction, right? So flex direction, we can just set this to columns. So this basically back to the normal one without using the display flex, right? And I want to say set this height, probably just put it down here, will be height. Let's just say, so the height, I'll set this to 100 view height the same. And here you guys can see we this time align this as the columns, right? Column view, which align this in the center. So what if I change this to say flex start? Then here you can see it showing here, and the flex end will be aligned right. And let's just change this. What about if the flex end right here, it will just align this at the end, and this will be the start up here. Okay, so this is when we want to align the items in the columns like that. Okay, and now let's take a look at the another one. Let me just comment this one out for now, and this one we no longer need this as well. Okay, so we just need to keep the flex and change, save it. And also for this, yep, let's just keep it as is for now. And here, because right here you can see that we have space, right? So what if I want to have, like, say, the image one to have the full size without leaving the space here? I just want to have the empty space, right? How do I do that? Well, here inside each item, you can just try to add the one called flex growth. Okay, and this will take the number. So here this is the number 1, and now you can see that it just try to expand this to all of the space, right, without having to leaving the space as you seen earlier. This is the use of, like, the flex growth, just trying to grow all of this. So what if I want to also have the space growth in the item number 2 as well? When I save it, here you can see we have the same size, this one and image 1 and image 2. And if I want to have another one down here, this will set all the size equally. Okay, and this is the use of growth. What if I change this, say, to 2? Then right here you won't see anything. Let me just try to expand here. Okay, so here you can see that the size here is basically about twice as the image number 2. Okay, it's bigger than this. So next here, let's just see, we have another one, which is the flex string.
the default value will be number 1. I'll just show you another one. Next one here will be the flex basis. So for flex basis is actually it's similar or the same as the width. It's just that when we try to use the Flexbox, this is the recommended way or the standard way to use that, right? So here, let's just say I want to have 150 pixel. Even though when I try to comment this one out, you can see that it's still the same, right? So this is the flex basis. Now let me try to go back to this one now, and right here, since we have this, what if I want to use the shorthand, right? So let me comment the flex growth, also this one here, and flex here. I want to use the shorthand. I can just do that, like having the flex and the number that provide here, which is number 1, and for the string will be the 1 as well, and here I can also set 150 pixel like that. Okay, this is also working. Let's just save that, and here you can see this take effects. Okay, or if you want to just only have the flex equal to 1, you can also do that as well. So again, for the number here, this will be the referring to the flex growth, and this is the string, and this one is the flex basis. Okay, now we have that. Let's just change this back to 1. So next one I want to show you is the align self. So what is align self? Let me try to probably just put it down here. Okay, so align self, this will be set to center. So right here you can see that we didn't really see anything happening at all. So because right here we have to move this to the item number 1 to see what's happening. Okay, so now when I save it, here you can see that it just aligns itself in the center. Okay, so this is what this property does. Okay, so this is only applied within the chart here. So now let's just say if I want to put something else, let's say like flex start. Okay, so this is what you can see. What about flex end? Align it at the bottom here. Let's just change this to center. All right, so this is the align self. And last one here I want to show you is using the order. So let's say I want to change the position here from the image 1 to the image 3 and 3 up to this one. So how do I do it? Well, I can just use the order here. So it will be, let's just set this to number 3, right? And the order down here, I will just set this to 1. So when I save it, here you will see that the order 1, which is item number 3, it will just show it in the middle. And why do we see that? I would imagine that I want to have the image number 1 right here, image number 3 is at the front. So the reason is that because the order, the default value of the order is number 0, so that's a reason why this one is showing first. And I will need to also set this to say order number 2, then this is what we can see. Okay, so the image number 3, it was just showing here the first one and the image. So by the use of this, you don't actually need to try to change this to the bottom one, right? But I would say that this is better not to use this. You would just prefer to use this because sometimes it would not work properly, let's say in the screen reader, right? So that's also a thing to keep in mind as well. Let me just comment this one, the order back to the normal one. Okay, so from this code right here, I would say let's just try to resize screen. Okay, so I would imagine I can just do something like items, right? And let's just grab everything because most of the stuff are exactly the same thing. So let's say this one here, the width, the color here, I can just cut it there. And yep, let's just try to remove all this, also this here, just to refactor this code, right? And let's just save it. And back here we just need to add the item to this, the same for all of this. Let's just save it. And here I can see we have this, right? So let's just change this to 150. And here we all put this into a separate class, and then we just need to call it like that. Okay, so this is only applied to when you have the similar things, the similar styling and stuff. You can do that. And then next one here, I think just want to quickly show you the website where you want to learn more, right? So this is only for the reference. Now let's just take a look here. You can see that we look into the flex property, which is this is the parent or the flex container, right, with the display flex, and we have the flex direction. From here we have the flex wrap, okay, and we have the flow here as well, and the justify content. This is what it looked like. We have flex start, flex end, center space between, around, and this space evenly that I already showed you. Let's scroll a little bit down here. We have the align items, which I already showed you as well. Here we have the align content. So for the align content, you can see that it only take effects on multiple line flexible container. So this we have to use the flex flow, right? And if this one is set to the no wrap, then no reflex will be when we try to use this, there will be no reflex at all. Okay, and the no wrap is the default value. So next one here, these are the example. So now from the left hand side here, these are the parent properties, and on the right hand side, this is the these are the children, property. We have, like, say, the order that I already show you as well. We have flex growth down here. Flex growth, the default value is 0. Flex strength, the default value here is 1, and we have the flex basis. I already show you as well. Okay, the default, which is the auto, and we have the shorthand. This is for the flex. This is how you can write it, and the align self, I already show you that one as well. Okay, so we look into all of this. Now let's just take a look at the example down here. So now this is the one example. Let's just take a look at the code, and you can already see that when I try to click on the CSS code here, this will just try to align, right? So this use the display flex, and the row, which is row wrap for the flex flow, and there are more here. You can come to the website and take a look, and let's see what else. This one here, these are the, say, if we have like the header, right, the navigation menu, we have, like, say, home and stuff. So let's take a look here in the CSS. They also use the flex, which is the row wrap, justify content, which align it at the end here. And when it's come to, say, like the mobile screen, right, this mobile screen size, here you can see this is what they use. They use the media all here with the maximum width, say 800 pixel. Then the justify content will just say, like, space around. If it's the 600 pixel, then we just try to use the flex flow, which is column wrap, right? So there's a lot you can learn from. And down here, let's see what else we have. This is another example. Say if we have the header of the website, the footer, and this can be, like, say, the you can put information at the side here, and this is the content, which is in the middle. And the CSS, we can also see we have the again using the row wrap with some other information, say like the different screen size. Then this is what happened, right? So here you can see that when I try to open this, then the screen size changed, and this is what it shows. And when I try to expand this, this is what it shows. Okay, so you can come again to this csstrick.com, and this is the guide to use the Flexbox. And yep, I think that's pretty much it for this crash course, guys. If you have any questions, just let me know. Don't forget to also like this video for more crash courses, and subscribe to this so that you can see more crash course. And see you guys in the next video.